only once. Okay, and what happened? One class type of object is generated. All these things we people discuss. Correct, guys? Yes, no. All these things we people discuss. Okay. Yeah. So this much is completed. Fine. Okay. Guys, PC to PC, this file is changing. Entire font is changing. Yeah. Okay. So, just 2 seconds. Guys, can you hear me? Yeah. So up to this we part done, and this is the end of loading process. Okay. So guys, let me just quickly give you flashback because yesterday we have a total gap. Guys, we create one class. We create one class, guys, and that class, what will happen to that class until it is not executed? That everything we are discussing. Okay. Until it is not executed, what will happen to that class? Okay. So where is that? Where is that? Hello. Where we create that class? Hmm. Where we create that class, guys? No, not this. Hey, wait. Guys, I guess that also we done in a different system only. That class also I create in a different system only. Guys, can you do one thing? Can anyone drop that entire class? If you have in a system, if you create in a chat box. This every class guys system is changing. That's the reason all the problem is happening. Guys, is anyone make that class in your system? Can you guys send it here? Guys, is anyone make that class in your system? Okay, got it. Okay, got the class. Guys, this class only, everyone, give me reply. Okay, thanks, PL. So, guys, little bit unstructured, but it's okay. We will make a proper alignment. Okay, so finally, this is our class. Let me save this now in a OMCA file folder, and here test.java. Okay, save as all files, enter. Okay, finally it is saved. Guys, that session we had in a different system, that's the reason. Okay, now listen. Now in this class, whatever the things happens, once we compile this class, can I say guys, we will get a dot class file? Guys, yes or no? Okay, give me quick reply. So, we will get dot class file. Now, first of all, whenever we are executing, then class loader comes into the picture. It will check whether main method is available there or not. If main method available, then only that class is proceed for further execution. If main method is not available, we will get rejection from there itself. Is this part clear, everyone? Is this part clear, everyone? Okay. Okay. So then guys, once this main method found and once it will go, then guys, it will do class type of object creation. Class type of object generate in a heap area. Once that object is generated, then in a method area, all static member will get loaded. Okay, loaded means that is just a very simple high level loading. Okay, like what are those, what are those, what are those things are available. That's it. Is everyone clear up to this? This is a flashback what we had in our last session. Okay. Yes, Rajeshwari, those are different. Okay. Now guys, we will start with the next, that is linking. After loading, we will have second step as linking. Okay. So pay attention here guys. In a linking, what will happen? Okay. In this stage, okay, two process are happens. Okay, two process happens guys. Number one process is verification. Number two process is allocation. Okay. Guys, can anyone give me the guesswork? What will happen in verification? What will happen in verification? Tell me. Come on guys, what will happen in verification? Okay. Okay. Hmm. What will happen in verification stage? JVM will check valid for invalid. Valid or invalid. What JVM will check? Verification is valid or invalid. But what it will cross check? Obviously, guys, verification that name only suggests it will cross check. But what it will cross check? That is only my question. Will it check variables, methods, or it will check logic, or it will check file? What it will check? Hmm? Give me reply. Okay. So guys, let's assume, let's assume it will verify, but what it will verify, guys? First thing is it will not at all verify class member. It will not at all verify main method because main method verification already happened, Jita. Class loader already checked main method. So it will never verify main method, it will never verify class, method, object, anything. It will verify guys syntax of bytecode. That dot class file is in bytecode format, correct? Yes, no? Yes, sir. So, when we will compile .java file, we will get .class file. So .java is human understandable language, English language. .class is in bytecode language. So for a security concern, it will check the syntax of bytecode, whether bytecode is in proper stage or not. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear? But now guys, Now guys, one very important question is there. That question is why? Why to check bytecode? Tell me, is it like JVM don't have trust on compiler? Can compiler create wrong bytecode? Is it like that? Hmm. Tell me. No, Lakshman. Yes, Suvasmita. JVM understand only binary code, but that is not my question, Suvasmita. I said JVM in a verification process, it will cross-check bytecode. But why to check bytecode? Bytecode is written by compiler only, na? Bytecode is written by compiler only. Okay? Then why to check it? JVM should have trust on compiler. Guys, now listen the point carefully. JVM is very sharp person. Okay. Those fellow don't have a threat from compiler. That fellow have a threat from humans. What happened, guys? If let's say there is some situation came, okay, observe. Now guys, I compile this code. Observe here. See, this is my program. This is my command prompt. I compile this code. Now I will execute. Okay. See, it is working fine. But that means, guys, can I say working fine means this dot class file working fine? Yes or no? This dot class file, what is generated, that is working fine. Okay. So now, guys, if let's say, okay, there is a one beautiful relationship exists, guys. Okay, we will say that relationship called as enemy kind of relationship. Okay, let's assume two beautiful, very great level of enemies are there in front of us. Then that time they will not check whether it is harm to us or not. They can make a damage. See, even though this dot class file code I will not understand. But guys, see, surely not only me, no one can understand. But let's assume, just for a time pass, see, here we have something 456. I will remove this one. See here, observe here. I can damage this file or not? Do you observe guys? I removed that one thing. Okay. And now I will save this. As soon as save, dot class file, save here. See 535. Timing also. Same time. Okay. So it file modified. Now tell me guys. Now got importance of verification stage. Tell me if this corrupted file enters in a JVM, it may can damage the JVM. It may can corrupt the JDK. Okay. So that's the reason, guys, they added this verification stage. They will verify syntax here, and once it will confirm like syntax is correct, then only it will proceed for further execution. And right now, guys, if I want to execute, I will get runtime error from a class loader. Observe this. Are you getting the runtime error? See, a JNI error happens, means Java native interface. Okay, so please check the installation was what class you are using. At least I am not supporting. Okay, And can you see guys, you are getting error from class loader, java.lang.class loader. Is everyone clear with this? So in a class loader stage only, okay, don't worry Pierre, that is a huge story. That is not at all having any concern here now, okay. So guys, is everyone clear why verification stage is needed? So tell me, why verification stage is needed? Because JVM don't have trust on Indians, correct na? Correct guys? JVM don't have trust on Indians. They know Indians can do testing in any manner. Okay. So, so guys, now, okay. So, guys, note down this linking process. Guys, done with the copy. So now guys, can I say now to repair this, we have only one option. We have to recompile this file. Yes or no guys? We don't have any other option. We have to recompile it. Okay. Okay, if this is different. This one. Okay. So guys, now let me recompile it. After recompilation, old file replaced by new file, so corrupt file replaced by new file, and again it will working. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear? Okay. So, guys, now, sir, bytecode of dot class file can be decompiled. So in that case, can see the source code and change it. No, peer. No. Exactly, no one knows in that bytecode where error is present. Okay. So, guys, now see, chances of happening this is very less, but still Java people cover this scenario also from their side. Okay. Now, shall we go for allocation process? Shall we go for allocation process? Okay. So, now guys, for that again we have to go to paint screen to understand this. Let me take you to paint screen. Observe here neatly observe on your screen. So assume guys this is our program. Okay. Now guys, very quickly I will make the situation. Okay. So obviously guys, this is a heap area. Correct guys? This is a heap area. In a heap area, class type of object will be there. Correct? So here, class of test. Okay. Here inside class level information will be there. Guys, is everyone clear up to this? Is everyone clear up to this? Then after this, we will have method area. After this, we will have method area. Okay. So now here we will have method area. In this method area, okay, there is a separate memory for this class. So we will say static memory for test class. Yes or no? Static memory for test class. And here all the things will get loaded: X, Y, okay, M1 method, okay, and main method. So guys, this M1 and main method is different, but now I am talking about variables. Okay, so X and Y. So guys, can I say right now means class loader is just to identify, hey boss, in this class X is present, in this class Y is present. Is everyone getting my point? Is everyone getting my point? Okay. Now, after this, it will verify the syntax of bytecode. So once bytecode syntax is cross-verified, everything is approved. Everything is approved, guys. Then it will start allocation process. And guys, to be honest, this allocation process is none other than static member loading. Remember static control flow? Load all static member with their default value. Load all static member with their default value. Here 0, here 0, Okay, okay. So this is none other than guys loading. Okay, allocation means allocate a memory and give a default value. Is everyone clear with this? Is everyone clear with this? Okay. Okay. So this all drama happens in allocation stage. Okay. Any confusion? Any confusion in any mind? Okay. So guys, can I say this is only that stage where variable goes in read only state? Yes or no? This is the only stage where variable goes in read only state. No, Sapan, I didn't touch non-static. Guys, till now I didn't have a business of non-static. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, no, user defined values will not be loaded. Okay, so write down this allocation stage. Write down this allocation stage. Guys, done with the copy. So, guys, now see, loading process done in a class loader. Loading is done, linking is done. Now, can we go for initialization? Can we go for initialization? Okay. And guys, in this initialization process, okay, guys, that name only suggests initialization means allocate user defined values to the variable. Allocate user defined values to the variable. And guys, this is only the stage where JVM goes and search for blocks. Remember guys, this is only the stage it will search for blocks, and when it is searching at a parallel time, okay, it is update read only state to read and write state, update user defined values, okay, and search for static block. So this is nothing but this initialization stage. Okay. So guys, here I can say in this stage, okay, user defined values allocated. Okay. Lakshman, nothing happened to methods. Okay. Methods are collection of executable statements. Those statements will be loaded in a respective area. That's it. Okay. Guys, note down this initialization process. Note it down, initialization process. So guys, now say any confusion in any mind in a first section class loader, because this is the end of class loader. Okay, this is the end of class loader. Is everyone clearer? Is everyone clearer? Okay. So now guys, can we go for our memory areas, method area, heap area, stack area? Okay. So let's understand this memory areas concept. Okay. Okay. Now, so guys, we are aware there are total 3 memory areas are available. Area, heap area, stack area. Now guys, in these all the areas, at least one part you people already get according to my common sense. That is, method area is purely for static members. Is it clear? Okay, so guys, method area is the place where all static members are loaded. Okay, where all static members are loaded. And can I say, guys, this is none other than permanent memory area? Can I say this method area is permanent memory? It is permanently present in a JVM. Okay. So, method area is a place where all static members are loaded. It is considered as permanent memory. And one more point is, it is acts like a shared resource. Okay. It is acts like a shared resource. Now, what is the concept of shared resource? That, guys, you will came to know in our upcoming part. Okay. When we will go in executor section, there you can understand what is the meaning of shared resource. Okay. At least not now, but acts like a shared resource. This is the point. And guys, there is only one method area available in a JVM. Okay. Sometimes, guys, to confuse the candidates, interviewer will ask tricky questions. How many method area in JVM? How many heap area in JVM? So, guys, it is not like how many area, only one method area, and inside that, class wise they distributed. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So, write down this, guys, method area. Note it down. हाँ guys, Dana, everyone. Okay. So now guys, pay attention here very carefully because now we are going to enter in a department of non-static. Up to now guys, from starting we discuss about static only. Okay, class type object create, static member load, static block execute, initialization happen, allocation happen, everything about static. But now guys, we will discuss non-static. Then only you can understand heap area neatly. Okay. So guys, pay attention here. Later you can copy. So observe guys, what happens, okay, whenever, first of all guys, whenever our executor enters in a main method, enters in main method, okay, you know guys, until and unless object is not created, non-static will not take part in execution. So here guys, see here, can you able to see object creation, everyone? This is the line where object is created. So as soon as object is created, okay, as soon as object is created, let's assume guys this is a object. Let's assume this is a object, okay. And guys, this object present in heap area, okay. So okay, let's assume this is a part of heap area only, nothing else. Is everyone getting my point? Is everyone getting my point? Okay. So this is a part of heap area only. Now this object is created. Now in this object, okay, you know guys what happens? As soon as object create, then in this object same process, loading, linking, initialization will take place. Is everyone getting my point? But now loading, linking, initialization for non-static members. So again, A, B, so something is A is there, B is there, after that M2 method is there, okay. Like this it will load. Then linking happen, inner linking allocation happen. So guys, then only here in this two A and B, we will have 0 allocation, and once initialization stage comes, then user defined values enter here 100, okay, before it is in read only stage. Guys, is everyone able to understand? Whatever loading, linking, initialization we people discuss for static member, that is happen as soon as JVM find main method. So loading, linking, initialization of non-static member happens whenever object is created. Same process. Okay. But now guys here, who will point it towards this? Obviously T, not yes, T is pointed. T is pointed to this object, correct? Now guys, my concern is now any kind of object. Now see, even though that object created by programmer or that object created by JVM, see this class type of object purely created by JVM, we are not having any hand in that, okay. So any kind of object guys is always created in a heap area. So indirectly, can I say all non-static member loads in a heap area? Because object load in a heap area. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear? Guys, any confusion in a heap area concept? Any confusion in a heap area concept? पक्का? Okay. So, guys, now can we say heap area is the place where all the objects are loaded? Yes or no? Where all objects are loaded, and not only object, guys, okay, whether it is programmer created or JVM created, both the object. And as soon as object is created, then only non-static member load in that. Loading, linking, initialization process will take place. Guys, any confusion up to this? Any confusion up to this? Okay. Okay. So then then remaining part is same, guys. It is a permanent memory. Heap area is also a permanent memory, and obviously it is acts like a shared resource. Again, what is the shared resource concept? That I will explain you later. Don't worry at all. Okay, that I will explain you later. Any confusion up to this? Any confusion up to this? Yes, Harsh. No. Saujanya. Yes, Saujanya. What is the doubt? Guys, tell that. Note down this. Yes, Saujanya. Wait. Let me give you access. Tell me.
Sir, in method area, the process is happening like that. Uh, when we are
Saujanya, are you
initializing
speaking?
the value. Yes, sir. No.
Now I can hear you. Come again.
Uh, yes, sir. In method area, we are doing the process like that, sir. First, the first it is initialized, verified, and first it is allocated, and then it is initialized, right?
Here
Hello.
correct. 10 is there. 10 is here.
Yes, sir. That is
That I forgot to
doubt.
mention. That's it. Okay. Note down this. Whatever I explained, that same thing exists in the notes. Okay. Guys, done with the copy? Done with the copy? Okay. So, guys, today we will stop here. Okay. Tomorrow, guys, we will discuss stack area, executor, execution flow, and many things. Okay. So, now, guys, just take the peek of this screen. Take the peek of this screen. Okay. And then you can make it. TL, once you will meet, then we will discuss this question. Okay. So, now, guys, we will stop here. Okay. See you tomorrow, everyone. Okay.